Hello friends, see you again in our 2011's movie collection, Cowboys and Aliens. Alright, before we start the story of this movie, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss the updates from our channel. This movie starts with a man waking up startled in the middle of nowhere with a gunshot and a weird bracelet on his hand. There's also a photo of a woman near him. He tries to open the bracelet but it fails. Then 3 people come on horses with a dog and surround him. They want to ask for directions, but because the man has a gunshot wound and a handcuff-like bracelet they think that he's a wanted criminal. When one of them wants to approach him, he attacks them. He kills them all and takes their clothes, gun, and horse. When he leaves, the dog follows him. He finds a home on his way, and when gets inside it, there's no one there. He cleans himself up and wants to get the bullet out from his wound. Then a rifle is pointed at his head from behind by an old man. The old man then takes his gun and asks him about the wound and his name, but he doesn't remember. That house is a church, and the old man is then helping him to dress his wound. He says that it doesn't look like a gunshot, but a burned wound. When he asks once again where he gets that, he still says that he doesn't know. After dressing the wound, there's someone shooting the church. The preacher gets out of the church, and a man named Percy is seen shooting the bar. A man and a woman get out of there. The man gets angry at Percy and complains because Percy never pays for his drinks, while the woman tries to stop him from saying it. But Percy hears what the man says, and he calls the man who's called Doc and ridicules him. The preacher tries to end the conflict, and this makes Percy have another idea. He asks for donations from people for Doc and says that Doc is a poor person. When it comes to the man with a gunshot wound, he says that Percy should be careful with his gun. Percy is offended, and when he wants to say something to the man kneels his stomach. Nat, Percy's father's subordinate, wants to help, but the man just stares at him and leaves. Percy then points his gun and shoots him, but he misses and shoots the deputy. At this time the sheriff comes with his people. Seeing Percy's conduct, he has to lock him up. Nat tries to stop Taggart, but he still insists. Nat then leaves. Percy tries to call Nat, but Nat says that he will tell his father about this. On the cattle ranch owned by Mr. Delarhead, Percy's father, 3 people talk while seeing the cattle. One of them is drunk, and he wants to take a pee in the river. Suddenly there's a booming sound, and he falls in the water while something passes by the place. When he goes up, everything has burned. The cattle are burned, and his 2 friends are gone. In the sheriff's office, Percy is in jail, and he's going to be taken to Santa Fe. His victim is a deputy, so the problem is big. At this time, Taggart, the sheriff, looks at a wanted sign with the face of the man before. The name imprinted there is Jake Lonergan. At the bar, Doc the owner gets ridiculed by his customer. He's getting irritated and venting his anger to his wife. When he leaves the counter, Jake comes in. He orders a drink and Doc's wife says that it's free as a thank you. A woman comes to him and introduces herself as Ella. It looks like she knows something about him and that he forgets everything. When they still talk, Jake says to her to move away. Taggart and his people get inside the bar for Jake. Jake has successfully beat them up, but then someone hits his head. And that was Ella. While unconscious, he has snippets of his memory. When he wakes up, he's in jail, besides Percy. Percy wakes him up with his spits and taunts him. Jake then beats Percy until he's fainting. At the ranch, Delarhead is questioning the drunk person before. But he can only say that there's a white light. Then his people come to say that Percy is locked up by Taggart. They explain the situation and also inform him that Jake Lonergan is in town. In the office, Taggart's people drag Percy out of the jail, and when Taggart asks Jake, he says he doesn't know. Taggart then handcuffs Jake and answers Jake's question about his crimes: arson, assault, mayhem, robbing a bank with 2 other people, and killing a prostitute in the photo that he brings with him before. He doesn't believe that he killed the woman, but Taggart just doesn't care. They then escort him to the federal court together with Percy. Ella gets close to the carriage where he's in. She asks him where he comes from, but he also doesn't know. They leave for federal court with Jake's hand handcuffed to Percy's. When he's going to leave, a kid named Emmett says that he shouldn't go and he wants to move. Emmett is his grandson, his mother is dead, and his father is still out for the job and hasn't come back. Taggart says that he cannot leave his daughter's grave here. Suddenly, people come, and Taggart orders Emmett to go inside. Emmett then hides under the building. Those people are Delarhid and his men. They come to get Jake because he has taken Delarhid's money. But then from afar, there are lights coming for them. While the ship is getting nearer, the bracelet on Jake's hand is beeping. Those are ships and they shoot the place. They also take people to their ships. Maria, Doc's wife, and Taggart are also taken to the ship. Ella saves Emmett and brings him with her. In the chaos, the bracelet on Jake's hand is shooting light that can burn things. Jake then frees himself. When Delarhid tries to free Percy, the ship also takes Percy. Jake then tries to shoot a ship and he succeeds. He and also Delarhid get close to the fallen ship. There are no people there and suddenly there are screams from the house and the sound of a beast. Nat then calls Dolrid and says that it has run and it bleeds. In the morning, Jake goes in the direction where the ships were gone yesterday. Ella follows him secretly but then Jake finds out. When he asks her, she says that she also wants to find her people. Jake just then leaves her there. Some people from the town also set off to look for the ships. Ella is joining them too. On Jake's side, he's stopping at an abandoned house on the way. That was his house and the woman in the photo. He recalls his memory of the woman when the ship takes her away. Jake then joins with the people from the town and goes together with them. They are caught in the rain on the way, and when they find an upside-down boat, they take shelter there. Suddenly, Jake's bracelet beeps again, and it means the beast is in there. Some people are killed, and also the preacher. They bury the body in the morning and follow the track left by the beast to the north. When they get close to the beast, some people block them. And those people know Lonergan. Lonergan acts like he still remembers and tells them to bring him to the base. And that's a wrong move since Jake was leaving the gang with the gold they robbed. He quits it for his woman. Now when he's back, his friend has become the new boss and he questions Jake for the gold he has taken away. The bracelet then beeps again and Jake shoots the boss down. He orders the people with him to run. The gang gives chase to them. The ships are back and Jake and his people try to avoid it. One of the ships catches Anna and Jake hops on the ship to save her. When they get above the river, Jake shoots the ship and they swim ashore. When they talk and look into each other's eyes, a beast comes out from the river and beats Ella. Jake shoots it dead and he looks into Ella's condition. He carries her to the people and she asks him about the woman in the photo, whether he loves her. He says he doesn't, but he owes her. When they meet the dock, Ella is already gone. Then come Indian people catching them. They burn Ella's body and talk to Delarhid. Suddenly there's a booming sound and Ella comes back alive in the fire. She says she's different from the beast and she takes this form to be part of humans. She's saying sorry to Jake for not telling him because she doesn't know if she can come back alive in the form of a human. Ella then explains that the beast wants gold from them. The people they catch will still be alive, but not for long, just like what they do to her people. She needs them to work together to kill these creatures. The Indians agree to be a part of this. Ella says that Jake knows where to find them, but Jake says that he doesn't remember anything. The Indians then help Jake to get his memory back. Then Jake leads them to where their base is. Ella says that the base is made from the ships they ride. They also mine gold underground. Suddenly, Emmett says that Jake is gone. They thought Jake is leaving them, while in fact, he's back at his robber gang. He convinces the gang to follow him once again and kill the beasts. At the same time, Delarhid still has a hard time convincing the Indian people to follow his plan. Then Jake comes with his gang and joins the crowd. In the night, the Indians have a ceremony before starting the war tomorrow. The leader of the Indian people calls Nat to join and says that he's a good Apache. In the morning, they're back near the beast's base. Jake and his men climb the base first and light the explosives, then throw them in the base. The beasts come out for the kill, and Jake and Ella get inside the base to save their people. Ella and Jake witness how the beasts melt the gold from the ground and bring it up to their base. Outside the base, people are killed by the beasts. Denalhid is also going to be killed, but Nat helps him. Bad for Nat, the beast eats him up. Fortunately, Doc shoots the beast, but Nat is not saved. In the base, Jake and Ella find their people. They are tied and immobile because they get hypnotized by the light from above. Ella then shoots the light and Ella helps free them up, while Jake holds the beasts up. The hostages have all been out, but Ella heads inside. Jake runs after her. One of the beasts runs after Emmett, and he kills it with the knife given by Denalhid. Jake finds Ella, but she wants to stay to destroy the base. She gets Jake to take off the bracelet and wants to go to the core to destroy it with the bracelet. Jake comes with Ella, but when she's going inside the core she says goodbye to Jake. Jake wants to go after her, but a beast appears and attacks him. He runs to find shelter and shoots the beast. Outside, the hostages are out of the base. Emmett, who can see them, informs Denalhid. He then asks Emmett about Jake and Ella, but Emmett says that they're not there. Denalhid then goes inside the base for them. In the base, Jake walks around inside after killing the previous beast. Then a beast attacks him. From the scar left on his face, that beast is the one he hurt before escaping from the base. Suddenly there's a gunshot. Denalhid is there to save Jake. They work together, and Jake successfully kills the beast by shooting one of the gold tanks. The building starts to collapse. The base is taking off together with its passengers. Thankfully, Jake and Denalhid have gotten out well. But Ella is still inside. She has arrived near the core. A beast is right behind her, but she doesn't realize it. She then activates the bracelet and holds it to her chest. The bracelet explodes, with Ella and the beasts inside it. People outside witness how the ship explodes. Jake is also there. He looks sad seeing it. The hostages are meeting with their families. They look happy, and Jake only sees them from afar. He then goes to the house, where he lives with the woman before with a bucket of flowers. A bird that helps him to remember is also there and goes away. In the town, all the people are celebrating at Doc's bar. Percy is a changed man. He pays for his drinks now. Denalhid comes for his son, Percy, and says that all the drinks are on him. He says to Percy that the gold they get from the base will make a change to the town. He also wants to change the name of his business to include Percy's share there. Jake is leaving the town, but Denalhid says that Jake Lonergan the criminal is a dead man, he can be a new man there. But he refuses. So Denalhid shakes his hand, and Jake leaves. And that is the end of Cowboys and Aliens movie. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to keep the updates from our channel. See you in the other movie story and bye.